morning, friends. I would like to take notes from the Prof. Marilyn Fleer about 5 steps for early childhood educators to create a conceptual PlayWorld and encourage love of STEM. With a passed-down school-style curriculum into preschool, kindergarten, and child care center, it can be difficult for teachers to maintain a play-based program. There are many different ways to run a PlayWorld. As an educator, you can use conceptual PlayWorld to do different things. You can run scientific PlayWorld or run engineering PlayWorlds and a lot. It could be about social and emotional development like respectful relationship PlayWorlds. It could be for some other kind of development, for example, just like literature. This is a kind of it could be a program of learning and development which is about creating an imaginary situation together with children. There are 5 steps to setting up and developing a conceptual PlayWorld that are really important, but make them your own because you will making decision that best suit the children you work with. You know them the best. Step 1 is selecting the story. They are about plot, characters, drama. What do you enjoy? The story needs to have a complete plot. You revisit the story over and over again with the children in an immature space. By selecting a story that is quite complex, it means it's more engaging for the children and for you as an educator. Think about the kind of characters that are in there. You need lots of characters. Not all storybook themselves to have, for example, 25 characters. But what you can do is think of the main character. You can get those main characters just like a cousin who live in other countries or visitors who might come to the PlayWorld who can then become an additional character. This story needs to have a drama or a dramatic dimension to it show that it's exciting and it can lend itself to a problem solution that has to be solved and developed over time. New characters can enter the play and help solve the problem. And then the main point is select a story that you really love because you are going to be a play partner in this play world. We found over various flavors that if you can choose the story where you can really develop empathy with the characters, that's one of the most important things for the children to be engaged to help solve problems with the character. Step 2, designing spaces. Like use your spaces in different ways. The second part of our toolkit is designing the spaces particularly outside spaces. You might decide to use an obstacle course to take your class to a particular place. a special tree or chair, for example, you could use a tracer and burn sugar or battery to your playworld. Instead, we can think about what can we change, what space can we use, the home corner, and then or a block corner can be transformed into a particular playworld. And then the blocks are in service of the playworld. They can support the construction of the new building or a new bride that takes you to some interesting. Step 3, entering and exciting the playworld. Another element from you is to think about how you can enter the playworld. You might decide to use a magic sign. We are not moving into playworld. It's also sign that we are also leaving the playworld. You can be a custom or know to say the characters of the collective plate. And in an outside space, you might use a channel to crowd into imagine a microscopic playworld, ensuring and exciting the playworld space can be many different things. A chairs or a door frames. The idea is to enter in exits the playworld as a group. Step 4. Plan your problem to be solved. What is the problem that arise? You might have new characters who arrives in a special little surprise box, perhaps a little ring to some with a special message to give to the children. It is something that is introduced as message to be solved, something to be modeled. It could be anything. It is when the flavor so it can build over time. In the children's play with the children had to solve from Jacob's organ problem. All the bugs were eating the apple in his orchard. For children, it opened up all sorts of questions and ideas about the natural world, ecosystems, and growing food. Step 5. What role will you, as the teacher, take in the playworld? Think about the way you interact as an educator in the playworld. You can take on a role that is equal to the children because you are play partner in this process. You can take on a role where you are with the children trying to solve the problem, or you are literal guiding the children to the process. This allows you to help the children solve the problem collectively and to deepen the play. Thank you, and I will continue to the next attempt.